I am you, you are me, we are them. Glamma, fancy grandma. Granny influencer, old ladies in crazy clothes. Crone, wacky old ladies. Like Iris Apfel, as if she's the only older woman who is very stylish. Ladies in that red hat club. We could call it advanced style. We could call it aging gracefully. The truth is, none of these terms are accurate or cool. What's my problem? My problem is that they don't have a name. And when you don't have a name for something, it's almost like it doesn't exist. And these ladies exist so hard and so well, and they deserve a name. And I'm choosing Queen Baddies. If you're watching this video, you might have said to yourself, I want to be her when I grow up. I want to be like that when I'm 85. You might have sent a picture to your friend of these ladies and said, this is us when we're 80. And you know who you are. I am you, you are me, we are them. Where do they come from? When does this start? And where's our invite? Maybe first I need to define the term baddie for you. This is a woman who is sure of herself, has control of her life, she's making money, she is happy, she is cool, she is unbothered, she is stylish, she knows what she's doing. You can be a total baddie in your 40s, 50s, 60s, and then somewhere between 60 and 90, you can magically enter the realm of Queen Baddie. Luckily, that has nothing to do with your looks or how you're aging, and it's all about your personality. And that's where we begin. I'm not a huge fan of the term aging gracefully. That sounds so boring. Do you want to be graceful all the time? You want to worry about being graceful? I don't. I want to have fun. And these ladies are having fun. The only term that I am remotely on board with is advanced style, because I feel like this is an advanced way of thinking, where they have moved beyond what's sexy or what's the most flattering, and they have moved into the realm of art. So what makes someone a queen baddie? I would say, if I have to define this, because no one else has, I would say there's a certain fearlessness to it in how you present yourself to the world. There's a fierce individuality that no one can take from you. Only you can be this individual, and you do it fiercely. There's also a desire to be art and present yourself as an art piece to the world. And this comes from your creativity and your desire to still be in the world and not disappear and shrink. Individuality doesn't mean wild or out of the box. Your individuality could come from wearing sweatsuits every day. But what it is there's a certain stylishness to this individuality. And stylish is easy to do because that comes in the package of well-fitting clothes without stains, rips, or tears. It basically just must be clean, presentable, and in good shape. If you want to wear a sweatsuit every day and it fits into those parameters, that is your personal style and that is your individuality. So you can be a queen baddie in any way you desire because it really is about you and what you want to do and how you want to be seen by the world. So how do you start? You have to change the focus of your lens that determines what is beautiful. You have to stop seeing yourself through the lens of a man's gaze or a lover's eyes. And you have to start seeing yourself through more of an artistic and creative lens, through the gaze of your most creative self. Imagine your most creative, free, and open self. The self that you would be if you had unlimited potential and resources and didn't care what anybody thought. Who is that self? So here's the rules about creating your own individual style. Anything that you love, it matches. You might be concerned, how do I know what to put together when I want to create a little bit more of a creative look? If you love it, it matches. Anything you love is your art collection. Anything you love does not have to be desirable to others. Sharing art and sharing what you love is what creates human connections. Keeping your art and what you love all to yourself and not sharing it might even be considered selfish. Think about these questions. What things do you love the most? What fabric would you wrap yourself in if you could? What would you choose to look like if no one would judge you? There will never be a moment where no one will judge you. So, what is the answer to this? I think then the question you want to ask yourself is, how does one stop caring what others think? Humans are social animals, and it's completely natural to wonder and care about what other people think, because that was part of our community building for thousands of years. Of course it matters what other people think in that regard. So caring what other people think about you is absolutely natural and kind of unavoidable, but how can you feel more confident in yourself? I looked up on the internet what one should do if they are concerned with what other people think of them. And the advice was, be confident. Be confident. That's what I've been missing my whole life. I just needed to be confident. This is like the worst advice. This is the worst. This is BS advice. Be confident. That's like saying smile and you'll be happy. How can you be confident, I guess, is the question. Well, I think the first thing is you have to accept that you will be regarded as being different. And if you really think about this, is that a bad thing? You can ask yourself, would you rather toe the line and be normal and not stand out? Or would you rather be different and be noticed and be an individual that people recognize? And do you want to stand out? Do you want to set an example? Try being friendly and giving compliments wherever they are due, wherever you go. You want to create feelings of goodwill wherever you go. You want to be kind and generous and generally positive when talking to others, so that when people see you, they love to see you. And when anybody else has something snide to say about how you're presenting yourself to the world, no one's going to agree with them. They're going to say, that person's awesome. What are you talking about? When it comes to haters, your kindness makes you bulletproof. What age can you begin to become a queen baddie? Well, that's up to you. When you are ready to dive into a world where your style and how you look isn't about being desired, then you're ready. When you decide that your style is your art and your creativity and what you're going to put out in the world, regardless of what anybody else wants you to do. When you decide that beauty is not youth, youth is definitely beautiful in its own way, but beauty is not necessarily youth. When you decide that beauty comes from personality, when you decide to surround yourself with the things you find beautiful and you decide to share them with others, when you decide that you're not going to shrink into a corner just because you're developing wrinkles, you might be ready. So where are these ladies? How can we be friends with them? They are everywhere. They are around us, but they haven't developed into their queen baddie self yet. And maybe that is you as well. There's not always somebody who has started the transition. Sometimes it needs to be you. Somebody has to lead the way. Somebody has to be the friend that others can be friends with, and they can be their queen baddie tribe together. Somebody has to begin. Are you seriously going to just sit around and wait for that person to magically appear? Or are you going to set the example and build the tribe? Maybe you've decided to start building your own queen baddie tribe, and you can do this at any age. You can do this at 22, 46, 71. And I've compiled a list of ways that you can begin. So first of all, nobody knows that you want to do this until you start showing them that you want to do this. And that means that you're going to start dressing as your queen baddie self. If you don't show your art on the outside, how will anybody be able to see it on your inside? We can't see each other's insides. We have to see it on the outside. It's like wearing a band t-shirt. When you wear your band t-shirt and it says, oh, Beyonce, I don't know, it says whatever across. Then somebody who is interested in that is going to come up to you and say, I went to that concert, or I love that singer, I love that group. And you have something in common, but they would have never been able to see that on your insides. So sometimes you kind of have to advertise on your outside who you want to be with, who you want to be, who you are. Another way to build your tribe is to give compliments when they are due everywhere you go. You never know who you're going to end up talking to. You never know where you're going to make friends or have something in common with someone. The best way to open that door is to give a compliment on something you actually really love about them. Another thing you can do is join classes where you can find people with similar interests. It's probably best if they are art or creative classes. That way you're going to be able to find people who want to be in your creative Queen Baddies tribe. These are creative people, people who want to express themselves through their art and their style, and you're most likely going to find them in art classes. What if you're like, I already have enough friends. I don't need to make new friends. I just want to start being the Queen Baddie tribe with them. You could encourage your friends to try new things with their style. You could encourage them to follow their individual instincts to a higher level with how they present themselves. You could create dress-up parties where maybe you're going out to a restaurant and you create a theme and it becomes an event. Or you can just start being your Queen Baddie self and see who starts to follow. It doesn't have to be fancy. It just has to be 110% you. So if I'm going to be honest about where I'm headed as a Queen Baddie, this is honestly how I want to look every day. This is exactly where I'm headed. And yes, I do actually walk out the door like this sometimes. I know that some people think this might take some incredible level of self-confidence, but I wouldn't call it self-confidence. I would just call it enjoying the things that I love. I love this leopard print turban. I do wear it sometimes when I don't want to think about my hair. And that's what I love about it, is that I don't have to think about my hair and I still feel like it's got a lot of attitude. I like that. I'm wearing my favorite crazy vintage silk dress, and it is pretty wild. I just ripped the armpit when I did that. It's pretty wild, but this is where I'm headed. I know it, and as I grow up, I will become more confident, and I will dress like this more and more on a daily basis. That's the thing you need to realize, is that Queen Baddies don't come out of nowhere. They are built over a period of time, just like an art collection. You're not going to rocket out of the gates with sky-high self-confidence and the ability to ignore what anybody thinks. The number one thing you can do over the next 20 years as you build into your Queen Baddie self is that you can every day learn to be yourself more and more until it's a very comfortable thing to walk out the door like this. But it takes time. Give yourself that time. Just put in the daily work of understanding what it is that you love and how you can incorporate that into your personal style. And over the period of 20 years, you're going to walk out the door dressed like this, like I will, and we're going to go meet each other at Trader Joe's and be friends. I am so inspired by these women, and I couldn't wait to talk about it, and I want to keep talking about it. So if you want to join my tribe, please subscribe, and let's hang out. Drop me a comment in the comment section. If you want to watch more videos like this, I have them. This is my jam. Please, let's hang out. I will see you soon.